we'll see if the cop comes back, because there was a cop here. So, you know, and I'm just wearing all black, sitting out here just, you know, being a weirdo. So yeah, this is probably gonna be my last ride with Maro, and then she's gonna be parked in the garage for a bit. So I'm excited to get it done, because it's so bad. Like, it's gotta be done. So I'm glad I get this last really, really good ride in before she's locked away. So look at all of this. Look at all this bushings, all the stuff. So much stuff. This is what was in there. Looks pretty bad. For those of you that don't know what fork oil is supposed to look like, it's supposed to be kind of like a clear, almost pinkish color. Obviously I can't pour this out right now, but that's what it's supposed to look like. There's the wheel. Here are the forks. So got this one mostly done. Have to get this seal on there a little bit better, and it's been stubborn, and I didn't want to take a break, but we needed to. And here she is. She's sad. She's wheelless. Looks strange. Calipers are hanging out there. Sorry, I know I probably look terrible. Been a long day. Got a lot done. Still waiting to finish up the rest of the forks. I really didn't want to stop working today, but just needed to take a break, call it for the night, because I work tomorrow. But we were able to make a lot of progress today, so it's all I can ask for. It's the best we can do. So I'm glad that we were able to get a lot of it done. Shout out to my sisters for helping me. I appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, I know this video wasn't super like in depth of how to do forks, because I'm still learning myself. I'm constantly watching videos on how to do each step just to make sure I do it right. And then I'm also referring to my manual, which thank you, Alex, again for sending me my manual. It's been so helpful, so thank you. And yeah, so hopefully we will get this girl back on the road soon. I'm ready to finish it, but having fun while learning. So yeah, I will catch you guys on day 2. Okay, so you guys are going to have to bear with me on the poor audio quality, but hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So today we made really great progress with the fork situation. Super excited, feeling a lot more encouraged to keep going, because I can't tell you guys how many times I've been so frustrated with this whole process because I just want to ride. So as you can see, she's still kind of in pieces. I've got my brand new clutch cable here that has been lubed, so that's all set to go. I just need to install that, and I'm waiting on one more part for the clutch. I'll have to show you guys a piece of it because the spring is basically broke, but I'm just so ready to get back out and ride. So yeah, that's my little update for now. So thanks for hanging out, and fingers crossed today's the day. Fingers crossed. Not gonna put any pressure on it, but I'm putting pressure on it, so peace. Finally got that front wheel back on. Looking almost like normal. She's gonna get some TLC. I mean, she has been getting TLC, but she's gonna get a bath here pretty soon. So yeah, she's looking good. The forks have not been leaking. So I did something right, because the forks haven't been leaking. Basically, the bolt that got stuck was actually this one. Not this exact bolt, but in the same threading. It had gotten stuck back here, so I had to take this whole thing off, and it was a whole ordeal. And so now that's done and out of the way. She's got her handlebars back on. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's kind of looking like a bike again. So yeah, that's currently where we're at with the forks. And then now we are currently working on the clutch cable. So as you can see, all the little bolts and stuff, you can kind of see into the engine. It's actually pretty cool looking to see. Intimidating for sure, because you're like, I don't want to screw up the heart of my motorcycle. So yeah, we got the new spring on there, and now it's just about getting some basically gasket bond, glue, I don't know, sticky stuff back on the lining of the engine case cover, and then yeah, that'll be all done. I'll reattach the clutch cable. I'm hoping that it'll help with how stiff it is. I really think it'll help a lot. It'll make it easier to ride. And yeah, we're so close. We're so close. Today, I'm not going to put any pressure on it, but today might be the day. So close. So close. Okay. Yeah. All right. So basically, in order to get this spring off, it's funny because it seems like a little bit overkill, but basically this spring helps this arm move, and this is like the clutch assembly basically. And that spring had snapped. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that spring had snapped actually right here. That's where it snapped. So I got the new one on there. It's got an arm that latches onto this top piece and an arm that latches on to here. So now it's already moving smoother, so I'm really hoping that helps. I mean, I don't have anything back together really, so so basically I had to unbolt everything all around this clutch cover, or not clutch cover, engine cover, whatever, case cover. So let me show you what it looks like. And there's the heart of Morrow, our pretty girl. Pretty girl. So yeah, that's the inside. I mean, it looks pretty good in there. Obviously, I wouldn't know what to look for, but it's just cool to see. Like, obviously there's no broken gears. I mean, like, basic stuff. Like, just kind of looking for things that shouldn't be there, like a lot of shavings, stuff like that. But yeah, so it looks pretty good, nice and clean. And whenever you take this stuff apart, make sure, I highly recommend a owner's manual. Oh my gosh, that thing has saved me so many times throughout this entire thing. Because whenever you take this stuff out, sometimes washers will come out and you won't know where to go. But for example, like, I've got some washers that popped out immediately as soon as I opened this thing that actually belong like right here. So that's example number one. But But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with this. I'll basically just have to make sure the edges are nice and clean of the old bond. Make sure all of that stuff is removed, because you can see that it's like, it's just old. Got to put some new stuff on there, new glue. So that's kind of today's project right now, is to get this back together. So cleaning off the edges, reapplying some new bond, putting those washers back on, and then yeah, screwing it all in back together. And then once that part is done, once that's done, reattaching this on both sides, and in theory she should be done. So that is today's project. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go get some breakfast, because I literally worked on this bike until I went to sleep last night, and then I just literally woke up and came right out here. But I did start some coffee, so I'm gonna go have some of that. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated on what happens next. She's almost there. So ready to get her back out there. So ready. Or ready. Maybe. We'll see how she feels, because I'm sure she doesn't like this too much, but we'll see. So I did want to give you guys a update, and it's been X amount of months since I did the forks on Morrow, and obviously we're doing good. But I did want to be honest with you guys. So yeah, the left fork started leaking. I know this is a weird way to describe it, but think of it like a runny nose, like just the slightest bit of runny nose, and that's what it looked like. So, and it had been sitting out for a long time, like I haven't ridden it all winter. And how it was before was, I mean, dripping from my forks. It was so bad. So that's really discouraging, or not discouraging, but just disappointing. So, but it's a good thing in the sense of, like, now I know how to do it. And I was lazy last time, and I didn't buy a specific part that helps you replace the bushings and the seals and everything. It's a very helpful tool and helps you get it back together right. And I was able to get it back together, but what I'm thinking is that I might have damaged the seal, and maybe that's why it's leaking again, because one of these forks gave me such a hard time putting it back together. One was not nearly as bad as the other. So I'm thinking it was, you know, an error on my part. And I mean, to be fair, it's like, it's my first time doing it, and I still am really happy that I even was able to do it, and that I decided to do it. So I'm still happy that I went for it and I did it. And I'm probably gonna attempt it again, since it's just the one. Because the biggest thing is that it's tedious. It was surprising that the process itself was actually kind of simple, but it's just a very tedious thing. And it's even more tedious whenever you're stubborn like me and you don't want to take the fairings off. That makes your job so much harder than it needs to be, which is what I was doing. So that was self-inflicted, but she's still doing really, really great. And you know, I'm gonna keep a close eye on it, and if it starts to get really bad like it did before, then of course I'm gonna replace it, which, I mean, I'm gonna replace it anyway. I'm gonna do it again anyway. But if I can safely make it through riding season with it barely leaking, I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously if it starts to leak all over my rotors and all over the rim, and that affects my stopping power, then yeah, that's where I draw the line. And that's the truth about doing your forks for the first time. I mean, it's nothing you do is perfect. I'm really happy that I went for it, and I'm gonna do it again. So it's all a learning process. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm excited for what happens next. As you can see, I have family driving the Camaro with me right now. We are definitely enjoying ourselves. She's been doing a couple of pulls, and it's hilarious.
Like, I was getting emotional over there, and it's like, wow, I can't believe this is real. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.